Hello everyone and welcome back to another video in The Sims 4. Today we are playing another scenario. Last time out we did the power couple scenario and we found a little exploit to get it done very quickly. Maybe at some point I'll go back to it and do it properly, but you'll have to wait and see. So today we are moving on to the engaged in conflict scenario, and I like the look of this one. Despite it seeming short, it basically involves an engaged couple rethinking their relationship after a huge fight over grilled cheese, interestingly. Of course, that's a total meltdown over a trivial issue. I think if you're having that problem, then the relationship might be rocky. The scenario involves seeing what that means for their wedding day, and that is why there are 4 potential outcomes. They could get married with no negative sentiments between them, they could get married but have unresolved negative sentiments, they could break up before the wedding, or they could break up during the wedding. The requirements are that it's 2 Sims and they must not be related to each other. The game engages them automatically. So, judging from those 4 potential outcomes, my favourite one is definitely the breaking up during the wedding, because that just sounds toxic as hell and I love it. And I've decided that we're going to have a heterosexual couple to do this, because I'm not going to bring such drama to the gays at their wedding. Thank you very much. Okay, so as I kind of just usually do now, I've randomly generated 2 Sims until I got ones that I was happy with. So we've got Jada Leal. We also have Brody Kelsey, which sounds like a High School Musical character, I'm not gonna lie. So we haven't made use of Brightchester as a world in this map yet, so I think I'm going to do that and move the 2 into Honeydew Fields here. It doesn't really matter because all that's happening is the wedding, but they are legally required to live somewhere apparently. I don't know who writes these rules. So we get started and it's immediately obvious that they are both angry. Now, their life doesn't really matter. All that matters here is the wedding. So, yeah, because the wedding is the only thing that really matters in this scenario, what I am going to do is go around to a social place and just meet a bunch of people that we can invite to witness what will be a shocking betrayal. Okay, so Brody Kelsey is here and he's just going to talk to people. We're just going to make sure that we have a few contacts. I'll maybe aim for like 8. Is that how many wedding guests you're allowed? I don't really know. So yeah, I'm just engaging him as many conversations as I possibly can. Okay, so after having been at it for a few in-game hours, we've got 9 people other than Jada who are in the contacts, which I assume means they can all be invited to the wedding. And just in case you're wondering, no, I do not have the wedding game pack just yet. From what I've seen so far, it seems to still be quite buggy. I don't normally buy any of the packs as they come out anyway, so I've seen no reason to make an exception this time. They don't even have to make up. Okay, we can invite 10 guests. So I must have spoken to 10 people at some point. We don't need to bother with a caterer, mixologist or musician. This is just all about the betrayal for the venue. Okay, I have decided we are having the wedding at Centre Park in Myfuno Meadows. Now then, the venue is just perfectly ready because it's all set out for a wedding for all the guests. Come and sit down and watch the ultimate betrayal unfold. But we will just complete these goals in the meantime. Now, I've just been thinking that the last wedding I went to, it must have been 2015, possibly? Maybe 2016? I know it was around that time. My memory is clearly not helping me right now. Yeah, as someone who obviously is a race, weddings aren't really my thing, but I don't have any objections to them, obviously, if you think I do. I have noticed that we are running out of time, so I should probably get on with the wedding. So, there, I've pressed the button. Now then, they are getting married, but I'm about to call off the wedding. There was no one really witness to the whole betrayal, but they broke up during the wedding, and that completes the scenario. On my end, it took a while. 23 minutes the recording's been going, but for you, it's probably going to end up being the same length as the past 2 videos on the carnival scenario. I've forgotten what it's called, and the other scenario that I've forgotten what it's called. Power couple. There you go. Obviously, the carnival one incredibly short. The power couple, it wasn't meant to be short. It was just I picked the option which was incredibly short. With this one, there was just the obvious issue that again was too quick. I didn't even have to get the guests here really, and you know, given that they've all just have their lovely congregation behind the wedding arch rather than in the chairs, they may as well have not been at the wedding. So I could have just skipped a bunch of time and probably completed this scenario as quick as I'd completed the last 2. So I would like to see a scenario that fledges it out a bit more, like perfectly well rounded. That was a very good scenario because it gave you a lot of different goals that you had to complete over what had to be a large window because of the goals that there were. And even Too Many Toddlers, the first one, while it wasn't as quick, there was still an element of challenge there that it took a bit of time, whereas all the past few scenarios, they've just felt simply like, can you complete this very simple task? And I don't know, maybe that's what EA Maxis want from scenarios, that they want them to just help introduce new players to The Sims. And I can fully get behind that if that is the case. But I would like, when I heard scenarios were coming out back in, was it November? I was really excited because I'd often struggled when playing The Sims with thinking of what to do, that I'd kind of just play, come up with maybe an odd idea every now and then, but then probably just put the game down, not pick it up for another few months and repeat the same cycle. With scenarios, I was hoping it would give me something new to do every so often, and yeah, at the start it was brilliant. I don't know exactly what the intention with the scenarios is, so I'm not going to jump to a conclusion because my criticism of the scenario, that it's too short or too simple, that may be the intention. If it is, then I guess scenarios just weren't what I thought they would be, but I do have to say that they have kept me interested in The Sims. I'd like to do more Sims 4 videos, so I guess let me know if you've got any other ideas in the comments. And apart from that, I will see you next time, where we will hopefully complete the last of the new scenarios. Until next time, love you all, goodbye.